So during this week, Peter, Eric Cantor, as the Republican Party, I guess they decide to moderate themselves because they've got to because they lost. They got their ass smacked in the 2012 election.
And like that, they talk about health insurers being in a death spiral. I feel like that's the Republican Party right now if they stick to their same guns.
Of course, they're splintering and fracturing all over the place.
And Hispanics don't like them.
No, Hispanics hate them, which explains this Eric Cantor flip-flop.
Which is funny. Like 40% of Hispanics liked George W. Bush.
Yeah, because George W. Bush was a compassionate conservative.
Right, and he's from Texas and whatever. But yeah, they were pulling for him, and now it's 70% are against him. So
let's take a listen to the Eric Cantor flip-flop that was made this week.
It is time to provide an opportunity for legal residence and citizenship for those who are brought to this country as children and who know no other home.
So the interesting thing about this whole clip is that Eric Cantor, every time he had an opportunity to vote for the DREAM Act, which will be basically the policy that will do what he has advocated for, every time he had a chance to vote for it, he voted against it.
Right.
Even the 2 times within a week that he could have voted for it in the House of Representatives when it was being filibustered in the United States Senate, and he voted against it both times. All of a sudden, he wakes up one morning, I guess after November 7th, and they're like, oh no, the Latinos don't like us anymore.
Damn, we got to do something fast.
We're too racist.
Exactly.
We've got to act so quickly. And so he decides to flip-flop on the DREAM Act.
Very Cantor-esque. He's a very Machiavellian cat.
I don't know. I wouldn't call him Machiavellian. I would say that he knows his party's in desperation, and I think they get it now. I think the party definitely understands that if they take a shellacking like they took this year in 2014, they're going to be a non-existent party. Completely and totally
especially if we take the House of Representatives, it's all over.
Even if we gain 8 more seats in the House of Representatives.
Right. It makes it close enough.
Right, because it's 20. We're 8 down now.
Yep.
Another 8, that's 16. So we're it'll be like a 10 to 15 vote margin. I haven't really counted the numbers yet, but I think they know that they're going to be in trouble. And the other thing that I think Eric Cantor understands as the majority leader is that somebody running the floor understands that if he puts any bill that's a Democratic or progressive bill on the floor, it passes.
Right.
With no question, because moderate Republicans...
They have to, especially if they see the writing on the wall with their party. You're not going to be able to keep guys on choke chains like you could during George W. Bush administration.
Because John Boehner nor Eric Cantor has any power in the caucus.
Right. It's actually obvious now, especially for Boehner, that he has no control whatsoever over any faction of his caucus.
None whatsoever. And so I think, I think what Republicans are trying to do is that they're trying to create a cop-out here. They're like, all right, if we go for the DREAM Act, then we can possibly, we can circumvent having to do with real immigration reform and get hammered in our districts. But I think what they're sadly mistaken.
Something to run ads on, basically.
Oh yeah, but they're sadly mistaken. I think the ideal of comprehensive immigration reform has already gone too far for them to say, oh, now we want the DREAM Act. That should have been last year's conversation.
Toothpaste is already out of the tube.
Yeah, this should definitely been last year's conversation. Should have been last year's conversation, Eric. Should have been last year's conversation. This year, you're up Schitt's Creek without a paddle.